My name is Mehak. I'm second year undergraduate student of the Mechanical Engineering Department enrolled in its dual degree course. In this project, my group partners are Adesh Dhalwar, roll number 20MF10001 and Anushka Kulkarni, roll number 20ME10019. I am going to explain the code of this project. So all of these elements have some common properties like inertial, collision and visual. The inertial and collision properties enable physics simulation and the visual property controls the appearance of the robot. The joints help in defining the relative motion between links such as the motion of wheel with respect to the chassis. The wheels are linked with cylindrical geometry. They are oriented such that rolling is possible. The placement is controlled via the XYZ property. For joints, we have specified the values for damping and friction as well. Now we can visualize the robot with RVIZ. To visualize the robot, we just defined we'll create a launch file named rviz.launch inside launch folder. We'll populate it with the following content. To load our robot into the empty world, we'll need another launch file. We'll create another launch file with name spawn.launch inside the launch directory with the following content. Even though our robot description had only few components, we have written lengthy Zacro file. Also in robot spawn launch file, we've used the following line. First, we'll extract the material properties from our Zacro file and place them in a new file called materials.zacro. We'll create a new file named material.zacro inside the URDA folder and write the following contents into it. Going further, we'll now remove more code from the m2wr.zacro file and replace it with a new file, creating a new file with the name m2wr.gazebo inside the URDF directory. We'll remove all the gazebo tags from the m2wr zacro file to this new file. We'll need to add the file enclosing. In the code, we have defined three macros. Their purpose is to take parameters and create the required element, link element. The first macro is named linked wheel and it accepts only one parameter name. It creates a wheel link with the name passed into parameter. The second macro accepts the parameters named child and origin XYZ and it creates a joint link. We'll use these macro in our robot description file. To use macros, we'll replace the link element by the macros as follows. The above code is much shorter than that we started. We replaced the initial description with a shorter code. We have only used a few of the features available in Zacro description. We'll open the m2wr.zacro file and add a new link element and a new joint element. The link element we just added has random inertial property. We can write some sane values using the macro that we calculate the inertial values using cylinder dimensions. For this we add a new macro to our new macro.zacro script. Next we need to add the sensor behavior to the link. To do that we'll use the laser gazebo plugin. Open the m2wr gazebo file and add some of the following plugin element. The code specifies many important parameters like update rate that controls how often the laser data is captured, samples, defines how many readings are contained in one scan, resolution, defines the minimum angular distance between readings captured in a laser scan, range, defines the minimum sense distance and maximum sense distance. If a point is below minimum sense, its reading between 0 and if a point is further than the maximum sense distance, its reading becomes infinity. The range resolution defines the minimum distance between two points such that the 2 points can be resolved as two separate points. Noise. This parameter lets us add the Gaussian noise to the range data captured by the sensor. Topic name defines the name which is used for publishing the laser data. Frame name defines the link to which the plugin has to be applied. These commands will create a directory inside the motion plan package. This directory will contain a Python script that will use to read the laser scan data coming on the scan topic. As we created this topic in the last part, we'll add the following code to the reading laser.py file. The above code converts the 720 readings contained inside the laser scan message into 5 distinct readings. Each reading is a minimum distance measured on a sector of 60 degrees. This is the entry point of the file. This function sets up a subscriber to the laser scan topic in the CMD well topic. We need to provide a callback function to the subscriber defined in main. For this purpose, we have this function. It receives laser scan data comprising 720 readings and converts it into 5 readings. This function implements the obstacle avoidance logic based on the distance sensed in the 5 region left, center, center right and right. We consider possible combinations for obstacles. Once we identify the obstacle configuration, we steer the robot away from obstacle. To implement this state logic, let's create a new Python script inside the goToPoint.py with the following content. This is the entry point of the file. This function sets up a subscriber to the odometry topic and a publisher to CMD well topic to command velocity of the robot. Further, this function processes the state machine depending on the value of state variable. This is the callback function for the subscriber defined in main. This function receives the odometry data and extracts the position and yaw information. The odometry data encodes orientation information in quaternions to obtain yaw. The quaternion is converted into Euler angles. Change state. This function changes the value of the global state variable that stores the robot state information. Fix yaw. This function is executed when robot is in state 0. First, the current heading of the robot is checked with desired heading. If the difference in heading is more than the threshold, the robot is commanded to turn in its place. Go straight ahead. This function is executed when robot is in state 1. This state occurs after robot has fixed the error in yaw. In this state, the distance between the robot's current position and desired position is compared with the threshold. If robot is further away from desired position, it is commanded to move forward. If the current position lies closer to the desired position, then the yaw is again checked for error. If yaw is significantly different from the desired yaw value, the robot goes to state 0. Done. Actually, robot achieves correct heading and correct position once this state of the robot stops. These are a few global variables used in this: pub, regions, state and state dect. Pub. This variable is a reference to the publisher that will be initialized inside the main functions. Regions. This is the directory variable that holds the distance to 5 directions. State. This variable stores the current state of the robot. State dect. This variable holds the possible states. The main function is the entry point for the algorithm. It initializes the node, a publisher and a subscriber. Depending on the value of the state variable, a suitable control action is taken. This function also configures the frequency of execution of the control action using rate function. Click back laser. This function passed to the subscriber method and it executes when a new laser data is made available. This function writes distance values in the global variable regions and calls the functions to take actions. Take action. This function manipulates the state of the robot. The various distance stored in regions variable help in determining the state of the robot. Find wall. This function defines the action to be taken by the robot when it is not surrounded by any obstacle. This method essentially makes the robot move in the anti-clockwise circle. Turn left. When the robot detects an obstacle, it executes the turn left action. Follow the wall. Once the robot is positioned such that its front and front left path is clear, while its front right is obstructed, the robot goes into the follow wall state. In this state, this function is executed and this function makes the robot to follow a straight line. The script bug0.py inside the scripts implements the bug0 barrier. In short, the bug0 algorithm derives the robot towards a point. While doing so, if the robot detects an obstacle, it goes around it. The entry point of the program is main. It initializes a node to 2 subscribers and 2 service clients. A state-based logic is used to drive robot towards the goal position. Initially, the robot is put in the go point state, and when an obstacle is detected, the state is switched to wall following state. When there is straight free path towards the goal, the robot again switches to state go to the point. This function is change state. This accepts a state argument and calls the respective service handler. Also, we have done changes to the previously created scripts followall.py and go to the point.py. These scripts now implement an additional service server. We have defined a new launch file that will help us run all these scripts. We can manually run individual scripts too, but this is tiresome. This script behaviors.launch help us launch the two behaviors, that is wall follower and go to the point. Here are the contents. The bug1 algorithm moves the robot about the obstacle. When the robot passes near the goal, it records this point and keeps on circumnavigating the obstacle. Once the robot reaches the initial point, it then goes to the memory and moves towards the goal free from there. Addition of the new states in the robot states. These states are circumnavigate obstacle and go to the closest point. As discussed in the previous part, the first makes the robot go around the obstacle perimeter and the second states makes the robot to navigate to the point that takes the robot closest to the goal. We have new variable to the store that are start point and the closest point. The change state function is similar to the bug0 with more than states, that is 3. The state 1 go to the point uses go to point algorithm. State 2 circumnavigate obstacle uses follow wall algorithm. State 3 go to the closest point uses the follow wall algorithm. In the last two states we have used the same algorithm, but there is a difference of the stop point. For the state 2, the stop point is the start point, while for the state 3 the stop point is the closest point. A new function calc distance point is defined for calculating the distance of goal point from the current location of the robot. Lastly, there is an additional variable that stores the number of seconds elapsed in the state. This variable helps us in determining if the completed circumnavigation, otherwise there can be ambiguity when the robot has to change from state 2 to state 3. We'll create a script to do so that the robot reset, because every time we make some change to our algorithm, we need to start the simulation again and again. With the help of script, we'll not need to restart the simulation. This is possible because Gazebo provides a node called Gazebo set model state to set the model state. The following script shows how this is done. In bug2 here, the number of states is again 2, go to the point and wall following. We have one more function, distance to line. It calculates the distance of the robot from the imaginary line that joins initial position of the robot with desired position to the robot. The idea of bug2 algorithm is to follow this imaginary line in absence of obstacle. When an obstacle shows up, the robot starts circumnavigating it till it again finds itself close to the imaginary line. Rest of the code is similar to those of the previous parts. Also note that we have made use of the count state time variable to track time elapsed since changing state. This helps us to wrongly triggering state with the imaginary line on the first encounter. We let some time go by, therefore we seek to find the imaginary line after we have started circumnavigating the obstacle. So this was the explanation of our project. Thank you.